The body's really tired. And so that will probably be reflected in the voice level, what's said, what isn't said, the pausing. And it's not a problem, it's just the body's tired right now, today. There's a theme that comes up a lot with chronic illness and disability for myself, for my patients. I'm smiling because there's so many instances this comes up in, but it's not just about health or disability, but it's salient in this example and wants to be talked about through this entry point. And that is often we go to doctors to get expertise on how we're doing. We go to experts who tell us, like, are we okay? Or if we're not okay, what's wrong and how bad is it? And then we go out into our daily life and people will see us, maybe they see our symptoms, maybe they don't. And they might tell us how we're doing. They might diagnose us. We might see a therapist who diagnoses us, and that gives us another sense of how we're doing. By the way, like therapy, mental health therapy, can be life-changing and incredible, healing, supportive, can also be counterproductive. As with anything, the right fit, the right time, the right person has to feel alive and right. So the mind is tired, and that tangent took me out. So we seek external validation of our okayness. Rightfully so, when the body is ailing and needs help. If it's an illness, if it's a virus, if it's an injury, if it's something else. There's a lot of doors today. We need help. I'm certainly not an expert on my health condition. How a practitioner might be able to help me is of value to me and to this body. It can feel like a slippery slope of giving one's power to an expert. Because for me, there certainly was a lot of trauma around being told that I was really not okay, like really, really, really not okay. In a life-changing point, which is kind of true. And so the paradox is, even in that, ailing body, there's okayness, there's wholeness. It's not bypassing the suffering, the functioning, the wound, the disease. Like, that's important. I'm not saying bypass that, but I'm saying redefine what okayness is. Okayness doesn't mean the absence or the presence of that. Doesn't mean the body is healed or the body is suffering. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you're not okay. I am largely invisible in my experience of illness, and often people can hear my story or see my face, see particular moments of challenge, and presume something, or apologize for something, or I'm so sorry you're going through that, or be strong, you'll get to the other side, or this will get better for you, or whatever it might be. And now I'm sensing like it doesn't have to be around illness. This is any experience of suffering. That suffering works on us to separate us. That suffering is part of life. And here that suffering is quite sacred, if you want to use a word like that. And people will say whatever they say. It's not about policing people's language, and I really don't take offense when people say that to me. I know where they're coming from. They're coming from conditioning, or oftentimes when someone says I'm sorry to me, if that comes up, it's out of not having the language to say and express the love and the resonance of compassion, of like, no, I wouldn't want to wish pain on anyone, of course I'm sorry, and that's received here. I don't mind people using language that's not exact, because none of it ever is, and I certainly use language all the time that doesn't actually say with a pin on the point what it's trying to say. But what matters is how it's internalized. Do I give that power, that other person's words, the ability to shift, that I really actually am not okay? I just got diagnosed with something. The body is dealing with something. That office was really scary. that setting was really dark. I have a prognosis that's going to last for however long. I am not okay. And of course we're social beings, of course we're sensitive to what other people say. And yet the possibility is to on a deeper and deeper level know the okayness that reaches everything. There's nothing that this okayness can't touch. Meaning that despite cancer, Parkinson's, addiction, so many possible experiences of pain that those don't close the door to the okayness. And you're the only one that knows how that's being carried into the world. If you need help, your awareness of that is what matters. Will lead to the change. No one pointing anything out is going to lead to anything. Unless it's something that's said and resonated deeply, and then that's moved something in you. But you have to be open to that, and some readiness is going to already be there to receive that. I think this message is particularly maybe resonant with people-pleasing conditioning, which there has been a lot of in this body, where the moment there's a hint of someone perceiving me as not okay, or perceiving that the service that this person is offering is not adequate, not okay, not good, not useful, not helpful. The deep internalization of that can really happen quickly and have a lot of a wide breadth of impact. And again, the energy is, the body is tired. And there's a wanting to share and a sharing, and there's kind of a coming to a pause right now. And just seeing that there's no real, like, big wrap up here. Just a feeling into the okayness. Feeling into it here, and a feeling into it for the receiving end. That I know the depth that suffering can take. That's not missed on me. I know the depth of self-harm, self-loathing, desperation, hopelessness that can come when pain is too much. So when I talk about the okayness, it's not leaving that out of sight. It's holding that in tenderly. That is part of this. That how can that be a part of this? How can the not okayness be okay? I'm not going to give you an answer to that in words. My answer is far less important than the answer arising and alive in this moment for whoever is watching this.